But what makes kids get into trouble? Some say weapons are carried for protection. So many kids have them, they are afraid not to carry a gun.
You know, we're finding out that most of these kids are being killed off between 16 and 24 years of age. You know, it's a quick life. I've talked to different members of different gangs and have told me that, you know they're not going to live beyond 22, so they're just going to go for it while they're here and have all the gusto that they can.
Family is a word gang members repeatedly used in describing their group, and maybe that's what they're really searching for, a comfort level of acceptance normally provided by the nuclear family, which has been eroded by unemployment, teen pregnancy, and the resultant despair. Material things take on a much more significant role in the absence of substance. Edward Redd is a Boston attorney. His wife, Shirley Johnson Redd, an anesthesiologist. They have 3 girls, Ivy, Sarah, and Rachel.
We want them like ourselves to come up with a sense of negritude, if you will, knowing who they are and where they're from and what they're about.
The Redds live in a palatial home, but it is located on a street where drug trafficking is not uncommon. You played on these streets, obviously, when you grew up here. Would you feel comfortable, your kids playing on these streets?
Well, quite honestly, we don't necessarily feel totally comfortable with them playing on the streets. We make a point to let them know the streets. We point out certain things in the community that are less than desirable, and we also point out to them the more positive aspects of the community.
There have been trade-offs. While the Redds are committed to where they live, they could not make that commitment to the Boston school system. So Sarah and Ivy attend private schools.
Do they kick hard? You go a little high.
One continual problem, say the Redds, is perception.
I think some of the biggest problems in the community, I think, is just the perceptions that people have of the community without really understanding or knowing the community.
And I think we need to focus more on some of the positive aspects of our community. And it does need improvement, but there are, areas that the people who live here are really working on.
Do you foresee a time when you may have to give it up and move?
We're prayerful that day won't come. I mean, we'd like to live here, and like I said, we'd like to raise our kids here, and we'd like to retire here, and we'd like to conclude with some very, very substantive connection to the community.
While Ivy and Sarah Redd are enrolled in private school, most Roxbury children are not. The pressures of the recent violence affect them, but for the most part, they continue to grow and develop.